The civil rights movement is often remembered as a fight for the rights of Black Americans, and it absolutely was. It was a movement rooted in centuries of struggle, led by everyday people who refused to accept the lie of second-class citizenship. From courtrooms to city streets, from lunch counters to the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, Black organizers, students, clergy, and workers came together to demand justice, dignity, and equal protection under the law. But the movement's impact didn't stop with Black America. The truth is, the civil rights movement restructured the moral and legal framework of the entire United States. And because of that, it opened the door for countless other marginalized groups, Latino, Asian, Indigenous, LGBTQ+, immigrant, and disabled communities to step forward, organize, and fight for their own rights. It wasn't just inspiration, it was blueprint. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and Brown versus Board of Education weren't just wins for Black people. They became legal tools that other groups used to push back against exclusion, discrimination, and inequality. Latino leaders like Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta built their farm worker movement by adopting nonviolent protest and community organizing methods directly shaped by civil rights strategies. Asian American students, once considered invisible in politics, launched organizations demanding ethnic studies and reparations for Japanese internment, following the organizing tactics modeled by Black student activists. Indigenous groups like the American Indian movement were born out of this same momentum, using sit-ins, occupations, and direct action to demand sovereignty, land rights, and justice. The Civil Rights Act became a foundation for gender equality cases, LGBTQ+ protections, and eventually the Americans with Disabilities Act. The language that was once written to outlaw racial discrimination in schools and workplaces expanded over time to defend against all forms of identity-based injustice. Even today, when new communities organize for equity, whether it's immigrants resisting detention, trans youth defending their rights, or workers demanding fair wages, they often use the legal language, organizing tactics, and moral clarity shaped by the civil rights movement. Because that movement didn't just fight for inclusion, it redefined what justice could look like in America. And behind that ripple effect is a powerful truth. When Black people rise, the entire country moves forward. When one group breaks barriers, it clears the way for others to walk through. That's the legacy of the civil rights movement. Not just resistance, but expansion. Not just survival, but shared liberation. This is Relearn Lab, where we don't just study history, we expose what it changed. We don't just remember movements, we recognize their power, and we remind you justice for one is justice for all, but it always starts with the courage to fight for the truth.